Hey everybody, Matt with Low Cash Homestead. So I still don't have the thermostats for my VioSun heat mats, but we are going to put some automation controls on this today. And so the idea is when I get the thermostats, which should be sometime next week, but until then I need to have some better controls on this, because if you close it up it melts trays, and if you don't close it up we don't get germination. So we have to add some automation controls to that. The thermostats will be one. The second, we're going to put a air inducer connected to an ag thermostat on this box. It's going to go basically right around in there. All right, I'll show you some more in a little while. Hey everybody, this is Matt. So we have our motor mounted. We have to put some kind of a shield on this because this is not a exterior rated electrical device. So this came off of a furnace. It's a draft inducer for a gas furnace. I salvaged it years ago. I've had it since. I've used it in many different things, and now it's going to be used here. I don't know what the CFM is, but we have that mounted. And then here is our agrostat. These are super simple to wire, guys. It's a one-wire wiring. This one is a K control, and they're very, very simple thermostats. They're on or off, and it can be on when the temperature gets higher, or it can be on when the temperature gets lower. There's 3 connections inside. You use one for one way and one for the other. They just go into the neutral line. So it's a line voltage thermostat. You connect the neutral line to it. So this is our in and out. Since it's inside the box, we're going to have to deal with heat. And since we're going to deal with heat, we are going to use this. I wish it was white, because our white will be our neutral. The thermostat says common, but you know, that's your neutral. This is THHN. This kind of wire can take excessive heat. The only thing that can take more excessive heat than this is PV wiring. And I don't have any of that. I'm all out. I've been out for years, but I do have THHN. So we're going to wire that in. We're going to connect the neutral, which is the white wire on the motor, to the thermostat, and then we're going to run a lead back. And we're going to do all of that in THHN. So let's get that done. Okay, so we have our second wire connected, and it's pulled back. Now, what I actually have to do is I have to connect the neutral line to this, which will feed through the thermostat and then go to the motor, and then connect the power, or the hot line, to this black lead here. So what I have here is a piece of suicide cable. This is made out of 12 gauge Romax. And Matt, why do you have a suicide cable? Well, we had a small generator that did not have a 220 output. And so I built a suicide cable so that I could still backfeed the house in times of an emergency and run a few simple things. That generator crapped out this spring, or actually last winter. It crapped out over the course of the winter is what I'm trying to tell you. And I've had it fixed a couple of times. I'm not going to deal with it anymore. We'll just get a different, bigger, better, stronger one. So I am going to use a good section of the suicide cable, and then I can plug that into our extension cord, which is down here, which runs off the main power supply for outside, which is the doghouse. So we're going to cut that, and then we'll get that wired in, and then I'll show you that. Hey everybody, how you doing? As soon as I plugged this thing in, it came on. Our agrostat is set to 80. So right here in the sun, this is at least 80 degrees. And I placed the agrostat in the middle of the box to try and keep it as consistent as possible. So let's just review, okay? So we have our Romax line. Our suicide cable is tied in there to our power supply. Our neutral runs through the agrostat and back to the motor. And that's it. Now, the one thing I would want to do is I am out of vinyl tape, electrical tape, so I can't tape all these connectors. And if I had a bell box or something to put there, I would have done that, but I'm all out of that too. So I did try to leave enough slack in the lines that if I needed to repair the wiring, I could. So basically all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take some Romax staples that I have. We're going to staple all the wiring back, and you know, I want to leave it loose enough that I can put some vinyl tape on there if I need to. And then we'll pack up all these tools, and then the next part is we're going to have to go through and single pane all of these IGs. Because, well, we might. I think I'm going to single pane them anyway. One, I'll be able to keep them clean. They're so far gone that I couldn't seal them or anything. So we will probably strip these IGs down and make them single panes. And hopefully we don't melt our trays. At least till we get the controller for the BioSun mats. That'll be next week. Our next big purchasing run, be it online or in town, is likely going to be Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe Monday, but I'm not sure. Matt with Low Cash Homestead. So we automated the airflow in our heat mat hot boxes. And when you put the glass on this, there'll be plenty of little cracks and everything like that, because I did not make it airtight to suck that air through. I'm just hoping that without the thermostats on the bottom, we can cool it enough. Because again, I don't know the CFM of that draft induction motor. Matt with Low Cash Homestead. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day. Hey, Matt with Low Cash Homestead. I want to give you a low cash tip. Grab one of these. If you're an electrician, you got one. If you're not, you probably don't. But anytime you mess with wiring, pretty much anything, and cable is a lot of times the way to go. I use a lot of THHN because I have it, and I'll use it until it's gone. And I'll use Romax pieces and things like that. But grab yourself one of these. This is a handy stripper. It's got a nice little blade in there. It's $2. This will save you from cutting the ever-loving ish out of yourself with a razor knife trying to strip down wire. So just don't mess with it. Spend the $2. Get the handy stripper. This is a low cash tip. I'm Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. Have a good day. Hey everybody, Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. So we have our wires tacked up there. We just used some Romax staples for that. We tacked up our Romax. And then, since this motor is not an outdoor usage motor, I decided it should have a weather shield. And the weather shield I just made out of a just a pally bucket or a pally pot. I think this one had some tree in it or something some time ago. So I just took the pally pot, sliced it in half, and then put screw, 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 and that should shield the motor housing from inclement weather. When I get the thermostats that control the heat mats, we'll add those into it, and I'll give you another update. This is Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Hey everybody, Matt at Low Cash Homestead. So I took these panes of glass and I broke them down to a single pane each. Here is the IG that they came from. And so with this much insulation and thermal-reflective material, I just went ahead and decided to go ahead and break these down to a single pane of glass. We did install the airflow circuitry, and when we get the thermostats, that'll be sometime after April 1st. When we get those thermostats, then we'll have another set of controls inside our heat mat hot box. It's Matt with Low Cash Homestead. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Hey everybody, this is Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. You see that little green thing right there? Check this out. This is river birch. Vermiculating peat moss, that's all that is. It's starting to come alive. Look at this one over here. Starting to grow some shoots out of it. This one here, starting to grow some shoots too. A lot of them are starting to grow shoots. I am just waiting for them to grow roots so I can put them where they belong. This is Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Hey everybody, Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. I filled this barrel about 11 o'clock this morning. It's 5:30 in the evening now, and it's stripped about halfway. and I went through and checked the lines, and all the drippers are emitting, so we're in good shape there. So this is just providing a nice, slow supply of water to all those Osages that we planted along that fence line. Matt with the Low Cash Homestead. Thank you very much. Have a good day.